Hello walkers, and welcome back to Three Forks, Montana. It is a beautiful Sunday morning, well, Sunday around noon, about 12:30. It is 54 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it's 12 degrees Celsius, mid-October, and just a beautiful, quiet, calm fall day. We are starting out here at the Sacagawea statue and memorial, and across from the Sacagawea Hotel, which is a historic old hotel here, absolutely beautiful. We're going to cross over, take a kind of an up-close look before we make our way to the downtown area. Hopefully I don't get run over here. Beautiful big porch. We've stayed here before. It is absolutely lovely. They got a restaurant upstairs and a bar downstairs. Great place for weddings and other events, and just to come and relax in a kind of old Western spirit, classic type of place. So absolutely beautiful. I'm going to talk a little bit, try to talk a little less in this one. I know you guys like the talking, some of you, most of you, and it's not for everybody, but look at that beautiful hotel, and they've got fire pits. You get s'mores. The lobby inside is beautiful. I'd take you in there, but I don't have permission to film, and it's kind of a hassle to get permission to film in a lot of these places, so I'm just going to do the outside and let you check out the website and that sort of thing. It dates back more than a century. I don't know the exact dates offhand, although I just got a comment about one of my walks in Helsinki about how they weren't informative enough, so my apologies on that. Okay, so Three Forks is named Three Forks because it is built at or near the confluence of where the Gallatin, the Madison, and the Jefferson rivers all come together to form the Missouri, which then flows north actually before turning east and heading, 1,000 or so, might be 1,200 miles. Somebody look that up. I should look that up. Sorry. Here's a sign for the Sacagawea Hotel. Anyway, it goes over to the Mississippi, flows down the Gulf of Mexico. So we are going to turn around here and go back and go down through the downtown area, and then out through some neighborhoods. And from there, I'm not really sure where we're going to go. Probably won't be a very long walk today, but that's all right. It's kind of a classic old... Oh, here's a couple things I wanted to share with you. One, this is per request from a viewer named Hunter, and I hope that's not calling you out there, who had requested this a week or two ago, and I said, well, I'll get to it if I can. And today I'd hoped to go film some other towns around the state, but that did not work out, so I thought, hey, great day to go film a requested video. I love being able to do that. And I love being able to interact with you guys in the YouTube comments section. These also live on the citywalksvirtualtours.com website, and I created that because it's kind of hard to find good walking videos based on location and runtime on YouTube, because YouTube has so many videos. So I created that, so check that out. You can search for these by keyword, by runtime, walk time, I guess, and by location. So also want to give a big shout out to our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. You can find links down below if you want to join in on that. I think it's $5 a month, and I just made it really low because people were asking for ways to support the channel. There's also a PayPal link there as well, getting some funny looks from folks. If you'd rather just do a one-time donation, that's also very much appreciated. And I keep more of that than if you go through YouTube, although I'll take whatever you guys are generous enough to give. So, Three Forks is a great little town, and it's about 30 miles west of Bozeman off of I-90. And it's a great example of all these wonderful small towns we have here in Montana. It's primarily agriculture, but there's a talc mill outside town if you keep going down this road. Great old Western buildings, some new buildings such as the Wheat Montana corporate offices are across the street there. It's a big bakery chain. I love this. This is fairly new. I love the brilliant colors of this mural. And that quilt square. It's a thing they do out a lot of places, I guess, but I've only really seen it out west becoming a big thing. Kind of like a brand, but for quilts. And then you've got, we'll go down there in a little bit to that grain elevator. And there's several restaurants here, a couple different hotels. We'll pass another Lewis and Clark hotel as we get down here. Restaurants, and then got the Headwaters Heritage Museum up ahead on the right, little local museum. And because we're on the river here, I love those old buildings. Fly fishing is a big deal, and water recreation, and then this time of year hunting also. Deer and elk in this region. And of course, upland birds as well. Love these old buildings. And while these towns may seem very similar in a lot of ways, they all have their unique character. When I first moved out to Montana, I came out here to a rodeo, I think, and after the rodeo was a big street dance. But I just remember at the rodeo, if you got more than, I think, 2 cans of beer, they gave it to you in a sack, a clear plastic sack, which I thought was awesome. That was 20 years ago, of course. You know what I didn't do, and I'm going to do right now? I'll flip you around here. Sorry. And I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker today, your virtual tour guide, your co-discoverer. And I use that term co-discoverer because a lot of times I don't really know a lot about the areas, but I do like wandering around and finding cool things to see and to maybe look up later. I'm going to flip you around again. For instance, look at that old classic Toyota pickup there. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like that. So we'll just go down a little bit here. This is, I guess it's a former drive-up type restaurant, and now it's a realtor. And then across the way is the Christian Center of some sort. We're crossing First Avenue West here, which reminds me forgot to start my GPS on this. I've been trying to do that with the intention of posting a little image of the map and the route, which I keep forgetting to do. This is the Broken Spur Motel up here, and it's not fancy, but it looks nice. Perfectly adequate. I guess I'm gonna go up one more block. I have gotten a what do you call it? Oh, a filter holder for the phone. So it currently has a polarizer on it. It's not a great filter, but it does seem to be doing a little bit better. And I can't quite tell if I have it dialed in right, and the thing that attaches it has a weak sticker on it, but we're going to give it a shot and see how it turns out today. It really, a good polarizer really can make these autumn foliage, all autumn leaves really pop. I'm just going to do a little loop around here to show you the silo, the grain elevator, because I want to talk about that a little bit. That old Argosy RV over there with the rounded corners. Kind of neat. All right, so this particular grain elevator, we'll get closer here, is not particularly old. It's not new. But some of the ones around the state are quite old, 100 plus years, and a lot of them are no longer getting used. There's one this direction outside of town, formerly owned by the Tesla company. We have one in Livingston that I've talked about, and a lot of them are getting torn down because they're just no longer being used, which is a shame on the one hand, and a lot of people want to preserve them, which I think makes a lot of sense, and is pretty cool, but you know, that takes resources that could be spent elsewhere as well. For those of you in other countries, this is how a lot of communities, at least out west, and for those of you in bigger cities, this is how we do recycling out here. It's totally voluntary, and you get these bins, and you come out and you collect your recyclables over the course of the week or the month or whatever, and then you come in and you drop them off. And not everything is recyclable, so I encourage people to sort their recyclables so that they don't ruin the whole load, because they'll just take it to a landfill if there's too much stuff that doesn't belong in there. Oh, what a beautiful day. I have done another walk in Three Forks a few years ago, and I will try to link to that in the City Walks Virtual Tours website post for this. I think it was in winter, but I could be wrong there. Okay, so we have looped over here. There's more residential areas off that way, and then you get into some fields and that sort of thing fairly quickly. I want to walk past this old building because I think it's neat. And then I think there's another old house down to the left. Kind of an old industrial type place. Old garage maybe. Oh no, an auditorium. You can see the old sign up there. Very cool. Probably built in the 30s or 40s maybe. No longer used for that. Still cool. I think this is the back side of the museum that we passed earlier, yeah. An old cabin, a couple old wagons and pieces of farm equipment. We'll go take a look real quick and then we'll duck down this alley. There we go. I have not been in there. It looks like there might be a back patio for a restaurant behind there. I would like to go in and see the museum. A lot of these old towns out here have these really, I like these interesting museums that they've created and collected artifacts and built installations and very informative about the history and the culture of the area. In fact, Traveling Mel just went over to Minot, North Dakota. Traveling Mel's my wife, if you don't know. Hi there, bunny. And went to the Norsk Hustfest, which is the largest Scandinavian cultural festival in North America, apparently. And she recorded some stuff on her phone, and we put a little video out on her Traveling Mel channel. So you might want to check that out. Oh, hi there, puppy. There's some more birdhouses up there. The reason I wanted to come over and see this white building, I think I remember it from our previous walk, and I think it's kind of not really a hotel, but maybe a boarding house type of thing. It's easy to imagine it in 1910, 1900, as we come back to Main Street, and we're gonna head back into this neighborhood here. Stage Line Pizza across the way it's kind of a chain, not like a big fancy Pizza Hut, Domino's type chain, but a chain nonetheless. It is Sunday, so they're closed for now. Across the way is the Gallatin Valley Vision optometrist. Gallatin is, he was I think a Secretary of Treasury under Jefferson, and could be wrong there, and the namesake of the Gallatin River, which is one of the three that flows into the Missouri here. These colors. Here's the Catholic Church up here on the corner. And I think I was driving around earlier. I want to talk about that pretty quickly here in a second. But and it's Sunday, so people are out to church, and there are quite a few churches here. Not unexpected, kind of neat. But I wanted to mention the infrastructure here. There is the headwaters of the Missouri State Park, about 4 or 5 miles outside of town. A really cool state park, and maybe one day I'll go out there and do a walk. And it's, a couple of the rivers come through there, which is nice. This is, I believe, no, these are just apartments. Anyway, there is a bike path that goes from town out all the way out there, and also branches off and goes for a little while along the frontage road as well, which I just think is really cool. They also have the Headwaters Golf Club golf course, sorry, out to the east of where we are right now. There's the back of the Sacagawea Hotel. You can see they have a tent, an event tent in the backyard there. I think we saw that earlier as well as we come up on Ash Street. And in addition to the golf course, or part of the golf course, I guess, they have a big pond and a park and another bike path, and bike path crosses over I think it's the Madison River. In fact, I know it's the Madison River because I've taken our boat out there. And it's just a really cool, slightly unexpected infrastructure project that they have created here. And I say unexpected because, a town this small doesn't have a lot of revenue to play around with. So the fact that they took the money and the effort to build a network of bike paths as well as a recreational area, I think is pretty cool. I'm going to show you this dog here. Hi there, little dog. Oh, so beautiful. I believe that bird is a flicker. Oh, here we'll go. We'll go over to the left here. Take a look at the school. I don't normally film schools because I don't think it's okay to put other people's kids on the internet without their permission. But since it's Sunday and school's out of session, we can go do that. I was thinking as I drove past it earlier, and I get easily distracted here, sorry, but I was thinking about schools, and I've been watching some BBC shows recently, and a couple of them have little side bits that take place in British schools, and it was one of those things that maybe we don't think about so much as adults, but I wonder how different the school experience is in England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, or Ireland itself, or any other of these wonderful countries. It's how we educate our kids is kind of a cultural window, much like architecture or food or art. Anyway, this is the high school on the far side. The back side is the middle school, and they're all part of one big building because they have a limited number of students, obviously, in a small town, although those students probably come from the surrounding area as well. And this main part, maybe an old gymnasium, looks older, although in good condition, and then a newer section over here. Anyway, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments if you are from another country or even just different parts of the US, what your school schooling was like in middle school and high school, what we would call high school. I believe that is a raven. Could be a crow. It's a crow. Amazing animals. This is third. And I think we're gonna go to the right. I see somebody down there with a dog that is not on a leash, which is kind of unusual these days. When I was growing up, our dog just kind of ran free. A bunch of the neighborhood dogs did, and it was fine. I think that has become less and less the case. Maybe it's become less and less okay for whatever reason. You can see the 6 plates here. That's the, as I've mentioned in several of our Montana rocks, the default plates have a number system where the first 1 or 2 numbers designates the county from which it was issued, and 6 is Gallatin County. Oh, look at all this wonderful trees. It has just been an amazing fall here. Great weather, great foliage, and it's all coming to an end on, well, middle next week. We're getting a big freeze, not a big freeze, but a freeze. Love these quiet neighborhoods. Coming up on Birch. A little park down here. We'll have to go over some people doing weed collection, it looks like, or maintenance, but that'll be all right. Like they're doing some street repair. Tom Bertinoli Memorial Park. A neat little playground, a baseball field across the way. Can't get enough of these trees. Let's go down a block. Take a left on Cedar, go see the golf course. Seem to be into some newer homes out here. Here's the Headwaters Public Golf Course and Clubhouse, I guess. It's not really a club. And if I had time, I could walk you around out there. You can see I-90 out there a little bit, the mountains surrounding. You can see the Bridger Mountains in the distance. But there's a lot of wetlands in this area because of the rivers coming together here. And there's a floodplain, which is flat, which allows for wetland areas, waterfowl, that sort of thing. And on the far side, you probably can't tell, but there's some people riding their bikes on the bike path, one of the bike paths. Very cool. I'm really impressed with Three Forks, and I'm glad that Hunter suggested we do it again. It's a neat little place, a neat little community. I have my headphones plugged in because, and this may be interesting to people who ask about the equipment I use, I'm using the DJI wireless mic system, which I'm able to plug into my iPhone 13 Pro on my DJI Osmo 5 gimbal. But it allows me to monitor the audio as I go, which is nice because a lot of times you get 2 or 3 or 4 different pieces trying to work together, and one of them fails, and it's I wouldn't say a disaster, but certainly not ideal. Here's another church off to the left. Anyway, the headphones, I think, are picking up a lot of audio that doesn't always come through in the video. A lot of clicks and sort of thing. I'm constantly trying to figure out what is making what sound. How are you? That's another thing I like about small towns. Seems like the further away you get from cities, the generally more open and friendly people are, which is a lot. I mean, I probably get myself in trouble there. I don't mean to say that everybody in big cities are unfriendly, but there's definitely an openness out here that is nice in most regards, I would say. Some people petting a cat over there. So poetic watching these leaves gently fall. I mentioned that it's hunting season, and you can see somebody's mounted an elk antler and skull European mount on their garage there, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point. It's a big one. I like to talk about any particular smells that I experienced along the way. Someone asked for that several years ago. And you get people out here will often heat with wood, or at least have a wood stove or fireplace, and or a fire pit now these days. And then of course they'll burn some leaves too, and that's what I'm smelling: wood smoke, leaf smoke. Definitely smell of the season. It's very pleasant. Kind of neat seeing people out, hanging out, talking to neighbors, doing a little yard work, kids out playing. It's fun. Let's go down here. People have some of their Halloween decorations out, although nobody's gone too wild, which is I kind of like. I think it's gonna be overdone. IMO. Had a little bit of a hiccup there. I was talking earlier about how all these pieces have to come together to make this thing work, and I had forgotten to delete some old videos. I ran out of storage on my phone, just briefly, but it took a 2 or 3 minute break to fix that situation. The United Methodist Church. We're going to head back downtown. So we're going to get back to Main Street here at Main and Cedar, and right where that museum is. And we will take a quick look off to the right here, which would be the direction of the Sacagawea Hotel and the highway. And then off to the left, you see the rest of downtown here. I want to thank you guys. Oh, here, look at this. Lewis and Clark Journal. Look at the old photo there of the downtown area. I want to thank you guys for joining us today on this quiet autumn walk. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed filming it for you. And Hunter, I hope this worked out for you. I hope it's what you were looking for. Everybody give me a comments. Let me know what you think down in the comments section. Check out the website if you have time. But mainly, you guys, take care of yourselves and keep on stepping.